Sterling and the Horses of Portuguese Bend by Bradley Bartz. Chapter 1. The Crow's Warning. Welcome, listeners. Before our story begins, I want to take you to a place where history and nature intertwine, where the land itself is a living character. The Portuguese Bend Riding Club is more than a setting. It is a place shaped by time, by movement, by mystery. Through the eyes of Sterling and the other horses, you'll witness the silent wisdom of nature. And so, as we step into the first chapter, listen closely because the land is speaking. It always has been. Now we proceed with Chapter 1. The Crow's Warning. The crow had seen it all. For generations, it had watched from above, its sharp black eyes tracing the winding trails of the Portuguese Bend. It had seen settlers come and go, men break the earth, and horses claim it as their own. It had watched the storms rage and the sun rise, the land shift and the crack beneath its weight. But tonight was different. The hills trembled. The air thickened with something unseen, a weight that even the wind hesitated to carry. And the crow, perched atop a gnarled wooden fence at the edge of the riding club, tilted its head and listened. Below, the horses of the PBRC moved restlessly. Sterling stood at the highest point of the paddock, his dark coat shimmering under the moonlight. He was a leader, not by force, but by presence. He had ruled this place longer than most of the humans had walked it. He had seen the land shift beneath them. He had felt it breathe, and he knew something was coming. Did you feel that, Whiskers? The lanky gelding with a nose for trouble shifted beside him. I feel it, Sterling said, his voice steady. The others gathered close, their breath clouding the night air. Bob, the gentle giant, flicked his ears in irritation. Fred, the self-proclaimed safety officer of the herd, stomped a hoof. The young ones, Sally Rides, Tomorrow's Flight, watched with wide, uncertain eyes. Then it happened. The ranch went dark. The hum of electric light, the distant buzz of the cooling units, the faint glow from Lisa's house, all of it vanished in an instant. The world held its breath. Then the humans panicked. Doors slammed open, flashlights flickered to life, voices called out in confusion. What the hell just happened? Lisa's voice carried across the paddock. Sterling remained still, listening to the shift in the night. The absence of the electricity wasn't a tragedy to the horses. It was an unveiling, a return to the ways things were meant to be. But the humans, they were not built for the dark. Across the paddock, the cowboys moved with purpose. Even in their confusion, Gustav, the lead cowboy, stormed past the stables with a heavy step, his lantern swinging in his hand. It's the whole damn ranch, he muttered, not just the barn. Everything. Inside the ranch house, Lindsay, the business manager, was already dialing her phone, pacing in circles, the glow of her screen the only light left inside. No signal, landlines out too. The horses shifted, some more anxious than others. Fred, always alert, snorted and stomped his hoof again. I don't like this, he murmured. Something's not right. Bob, ever the steady presence, rolled his shoulders. The humans will figure it out. They always do. Sally Rides turned to Sterling. Will they? Sterling said nothing. He only watched. And the crow watched with him. The night stretched long, and in the distance, faint city lights still shimmered. The world beyond PBC had power. The people in their homes still bask in their artificial glow, their televisions humming, their stoves warm. But here, in this corner of the world, darkness had reclaimed its hold. The first gas-powered generator kicked on with a harsh sputter, then another and another. Soon, the once silent night was filled with an unnatural growl, the choking stench of burning fuel curling through the paddocks. The horses flinched at the noise, their ears flicking back. What is that? Tomorrow's flight asked, eyes wide. The humans don't know how to live without power, Sterling said simply. Across the yard, the ranch hands dragged out more generators. Lisa barking orders to make sure they didn't overload the circuits. They worked by flashlight, the beam slicing through the thickening night like desperate signals. The crows had long memories. They remembered before the wires, before the humming lights, before the men who had built on the land without understanding it. They had seen firelight, lanterns, and torches, and now they saw the humans scrambling, as lost as they had ever been. By the time the sky began to lighten, the damage had been done. The peace of the PBRC was gone, torn apart by the desperate roar of machines. The owls, once content in the trees, had left for quieter places. The horses' nerves were frayed from the endless vibrations in the earth. And still, the power did not return. Lisa stood on the porch of the ranch house, staring at the horizon as if willing to bring it her answers. Her voice was softer now, tired. They don't know when it's coming back. Savannah, her chief trainer, stood beside her, arms crossed. Then we'd better start acting like it's not. The sun rose higher, and the horses knew that the humans did not. Something had changed. The land, the sky, the weight in the air, nothing would ever be the same. And Sterling, ever the observer, lifted his head towards the sky. The crow was gone. Sterling and the Horses of Portuguese Bend by Bradley Bartz.